Hi everybody, it's Julie here, and I have a new process video to share with you using the Crate Paper Hello Love collection. Oh, okay. Here are 9 pages I have made with the Crate Paper Hello Love collection. Some of them you have seen before. Those you can find a link below. Some of them you haven't seen before. For them, you can see the link below to my blog post about them that don't have process videos, and the others you can see right now, because 4 of them we're going to make right now. Very exciting stuff. Oh no. So the first page, okay, I'm going to do some backstory. I got the Crate Paper Hello Love. I got like 5 or 6 papers. The thickers, the ephemera pack, the stickers, and the chipboard. So I got them. Bought the stuff in Sweden, so that means they're much more expensive than, for example, in where I usually buy my stuff at Scrabby in Holland. But they didn't have this stuff, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to buy a few things, not that expensive, and just have fun. So I did that, and I made, like I said, a few layouts that I really like. But then I decided to, like, no, I'm going to finish this layout. I have a lot of stuff. I'm going to just have fun with this because I have had the new stuff out on my desk. So I said, I'm just going to have some fun and play with it. So I'm going to use my All Hello Love, not going to think about it, just use it, and then yeah, that's it. Going to use it and not feel guilty. Usually I don't, but sometimes when it's a really pretty collection, I have to admit I have a little bit hard time to like actively use it up. But I decided to do that, and I can say as of right now, I don't have any papers left. I have the thickers left, and I have like a few pieces of the ephemera and a few pieces of chipboard, but that is about it. So on this page, I was inspired by one of the papers in the collection it had a lot of triangles and in a lot of different patterns. I didn't get that paper. I thought it was a bit too busy for me, but I was really inspired by it. So I decided to do my own spin on it using the papers that I really like, and cut them into triangles in different shapes, and then just stitch around them. And I love how it turned out. And but yeah, it is a bit it takes time, of course, sewing around then. But I mean, if you don't like sewing like on a sewing machine, or if you don't have one, I think it would be equally cute if you hand sewn, or just let it be. But then of course you need to stick it down more probably than I did. When you do use a sewing machine, I really recommend using as little adhesive as possible, um, just so that it doesn't clog up the machine or the needle. So I stitch around, and what I do later now is I want to have a really clean image on the front, so I just pull the string on the back, and that will lift up the loop to pull out the string that are in the front. So that is really simple, and I'll just stick it down with some tape. I'm not really scared the of the thread coming undone in the page protector, but I do it anyway. So the story here is about me and Viola. I think by now, if you follow my channel, you know who Viola is. But if you are a new person, just found my channel, I'm going to introduce you to Viola. Viola is one of our dogs. I live at home, and we have 4 PVGBs, which are Petite Basset Griffon Vedin, which is a French hunting dog. And like I said, my mom and dad have a kennel, and we have 4 of them. Viola, she has become mine, sort of, because she's a little bit special, like me. Um, she was ill this past autumn, but so we sort of do everything together. She has always sort of been my puppy. I was staying at home when she was little, and I train with her almost every day. So she is my little baby. Um, So we do Rally Obedience together, and we have done that for a few months, and we really love it, and we have a really great time. So I like to do layers about that, the fact that we're doing it, and also like what we are improving, what is difficult at this time, what we need to work on, stuff like that. So this page is about, we just finished one class, um, and I just sort of wanted to sum up a bit, like this is how it went, this is what we have improved, and this is what we still need to work on. So the title is going to be just hello, because she's so cute, Viola. She like really twists her neck to like be able to look at me, and it's so cute, and it looks like she's like, hello, what do you say? So I thought that was fitting. So I'm going to type my journaling on that vellum and then frame it with that really skinny chipboard frame. It's the frame that is in between this sort of peach and gold and the white with polka dots on. And I really like it because it has both of those sort of frames in one, and it's really skinny, so I like that. In the bottom you can see me playing with the sort of tiny wood veneer alphabets from Studio Calico. And I'm going to write February 2016 and then hashtag Rally Viola. Just to, I think it really adds something with that texture. It's really fun. And also, of course, the big hello word from Magahome's open book with that gold glitter. It adds a lot of texture too. And I like that. So now I'm just going through the ephemera that I have and pulling out some things that I think I want to use. So I used the frame as a guide and then filled with my journaling. And I just wrote what I said, how it went on the class and what we need to work on, which is quite a lot of stuff. Yeah. So I thought that vellum would be enough, but because the paper underneath is that sort of black and white heavy contrast, it sort of shines through too much. So I just folded up a glassine envelope and then put that in between. So I can still sort of hint that there is a pattern underneath, but I can see my journaling very clearly. And I use multimedia matte from Ranger to glue that down, so that will ensure that it's really sticky, but I can't see the glue once it's dry. And that is about it. No, I'm just messing with you, it's not. Because I have no like capacity of stopping. Okay, that is not true. Sometimes I have layouts that I'm okay, this is fine, moving on, and sometimes I have layouts like this one where I just want to keep adding and adding and adding. It's just too much fun. I'm adding those leaves that you see me adding on like everything. I love them. And now I decide to, it's time to add the letters. That takes forever. So now I'm going to add some fun stuff. I'm going to add some tiny word phrases from Crepe Paper Hello, no, Crepe Paper Confetti, and yeah, I think that is it actually. I still have from Craft Market, but you can see my confetti words are like, oh, almost gone. And I can't find them anywhere. I think Inky Quill has bought them up. Yep, I think we blame her. um, So yeah, what I really like about this page is of course the background. I really like how that looks with all the patterns, and I think it's really easy to pull that together. Now what I found challenging, I'm making 4 layouts in this video, is that working with a layout, with a collection I should say, can be challenging if you, that the pages come out looking too similar. And of course, I mean, if you use just one collection, that is the case. I mean, you're using the same things over and over again. But especially when you use a collection like this one with a very limited color scheme. Now, of course, Valentine collection layouts, Valentine collection, I should say, of course have a more limited color scheme because you have the traditional colors, as are Christmas and Halloween with the more themey. So I think that can be both easier and harder to do. If you really want to use a lot of patterns, of course it's really easy because all of the patterns go really well together because they all have the same colors over and over again. but if you don't want it to look too similar, of course you could use like a bigger collection that's a bit bigger. Like if you say we should compare these, oh my gosh, I'm rambling, I'm sorry. The Hello Love from Crate Paper and then the Bloom collection by Maggie Holmes. Of course, I think that would be easier to get more variation out of because she uses a lot of more color than this one because it's a more themey collection. Now, I love this collection, obviously, as you have seen. But I just wanted to point that out, that sometimes it's easier and sometimes it's harder using a limited color scheme. But I also found when I got this, I didn't get too many things, and I think that you can do that when you have a very limited or themey collection. You can get away with less stuff and create more. Um, so yeah, but I have ordered some stuff from the Bloom collection, and I'm really excited, and I will show you that when that will arrive. So you can see me putting down, I wanted to sort of have like ink splatter, quote unquote, so I used some black enamel dots because I really didn't want to jinx it. I put the information on that with white pen on that wood grain label that I made, and that is it. So I had some fun with the Crate Paper late one night, as it always is. Punching out the hearts, I wanted to see if my heart punch could punch out the heart from that white sheet of paper with the faceted hearts, and it could. So, and I had this 6x6 paper with Viola, and I sewed them on, put some stickers, and then decided I should use this as a layout. So the background paper is one of my mixed media attempts using gold spray. And I'm going to put down the black and white stripe and the sort of the more graphic thingy. And just do that, really simple. Just let that black and white be really bold, and the only thing that really pops are those hearts. And then I'm going to come back and add some gold Hattie Shine and my journaling, and that is it. Yep. This background paper is one of those from the same sessions, really. I just masked it up and sprayed with gold. Here I put down a strip of those color block film strip Kodiak thingy, you know what I mean. And my plan here is to use that as my guide, or my base I should say, and then stack up a ton of die cuts. A lot of these die cuts I have tried to use on many layers before and just it wasn't fitting, they were too big or the colors or something. So I decided to just use them. I mean, I've had this collection for 2 months, 2.5 maybe, and obviously I haven't been able to use them, and I much rather just use them up. So I decided to do that, and this is one of my favorite layouts, I should say. So I'm just going to put a lot of die cut elements and stickers on this sort of column, and then keep it pretty simple on the rest of the page. Now this page is, you can see 2 photos of my mom and Viola taken one very snowy day, and I'm just going to sew down my die cuts right now. So what I wanted to tell with this page was how much I love my mom, and of course Viola, she knows I love her. Um, and I wanted to talk about, we had like a day um, where we were home alone, which has happened more often now for some reason, just sort of schedule wise it works, I don't know why, but I just wanted to journal about how much I really like that, that we can spend some time together alone, because that hardly ever happens when you're 5 or 6 in a family, that you end up home alone at daytime, you know. So I sewed down that column and also that adorbs. I think the layout really needed some black. It's on quite a high contrast in the photo with my mom's ski clothes, so I think that black really helps to sort of ground the page. So I'm going to add some photo corners to the corners that you can see. And then I'm going to add some stickers and some pearls. Also, I should mention my journaling. Now, when I talk to you about my process here, I'm telling you about the story, and you're like, well, shouldn't you write it on the page? And that is very true. I should. I have, I should say. What I did here is I just sat and made layouts after layout after layout, and I love that when you come into a groove and you have fun products to work with, cute photos, and just go for it. You get into like a flow of it, and I love that when you don't really think, you just do. But when I get into that anyway, I can't stop and like sit down and journal in between. I just can't. Journaling for me is very personal. It's sometimes really hard. I really want to say something deep and profound and all of that kind of stuff. So that is just not working for me. So what I do when I get into these sort of grooves is I do all my layouts, I have a blast, I think about what I want to say when I do it, and then when I've cleaned off my desk, all the pages are dry, and I have sort of my heart rate has sunk a bit and all that, I sit down and I journal. So here I just journal under the page, and you can see that in the photos later. Um, and here just sticking down some extra things. And that is it, I think. No? I'm going to add some pearls, I think. Yeah. So that is how I do it when I have, of course it's different if usually I don't do this. Usually I just do one page when I have time and I know what I'm going to say, and usually I have written it out and all that kind of stuff. But sometimes it's really fun when you can combine having really fun time scrapbooking but also make meaningful layouts. I think that's what I've been struggling in the past, that I have been able to sit down and like almost spit out layouts after layout, and they are really cute but they don't really mean anything, and I have just journal like, oh pretty Viola, love you, or something like that, and of course I do, but it doesn't really mean as much. So here while the camera battery was charging, I was sort of planning out my next layout. So the other day I was in a color shop to look for some colors, and I saw this wall, with lots of colors, and I was like, these are so pretty. And then I got home, they were laying next to this collection. I was like, they match perfectly. So I thought I have to use them. So I'm going to sew down that sort of color swatchy thingy, and also the corner of the page. Um, I wouldn't say that this sort of corally color is my favorite color, but I really like it, especially with these papers, and I'm thinking about using it more. I think it's really fun. So I pulled one color of each of the nuances, and then just so that I think it's really fun. So simple, and I did take some other colors, and I'm definitely going to try that again with some other paper. And yeah, so like I said, when I do a lot of pages, I just keep my sewing machine right next to me, and that makes me use it more. I think I'm pretty good with using my sewing machine anyway, but of course I could use it more. So having it right on the desk, of course, makes it easier. So here I'm going to add some layers. This layout is about Maiken and her little brother Laban. If you follow me you on Instagram and all that, you know that we had some puppies this summer. Maiken is one of them, and Laban is her brother. Here I'm matting, and you can see on that floral paper I have made like a fringe. I was snipping the paper, and I really like that texture. It took forever, uh, but I think it's really fun. It adds that little bit extra. And here you can see that heart paper that I was talking about before. And I also made another layout that I don't have a process video for, but it's really fun using that paper. Cliffhanger. And here you can see that tag that sort of inspired the first layout. That tag has like a big paper. So yeah, I'm going to use that white chipboard frame with the little black polka dots, and I'm also going to use 3 of these color swatch paper frames, Polaroids, I don't know what they are, in the same colors to really amplify amplify the colors I want to that really pretty coral color. So I'm going to put on that frame, and then I'm going to use a wood veneer before over that. And my title is going to be My Dog, because that is the dog show we were on. My Dog is a big show in Gothenburg every January, beginning of the year. So I'm just going to put that with the with the thickers. I love these thickers. Cannot speak. These videos are way too long for me. No. So they are white with gold, and I think they are like the prettiest ever. And I also like that they are quite skinny. I mean, I like a bold title, but sometimes it's really a hassle to get it down. So here I'm going to use a wood veneer from Shimelle, her first collection, I think. It says beautiful, and they really were. So here I'm going to add my journaling on 3 different labels from Teresa Collins with just a black border. And then I'm going to write like Maiken and Laban and what they're like how well they did. Maiken got Bear, which is best in breed, and we had a really good time. So yeah, and now I'm playing. Yep, playing. XOXO. No, yes, yes. It's sticking. Oh my gosh. It's really weird. I did these layouts just a few days ago, and I'm like, did I use that? I photographed these layouts today. Oh my gosh, Julia. So yeah, what can I say? So here you can see me doing all of the 4 layouts and 4 layouts, and you can see on my blog all of the layouts that I've made using this. 9 of them you can see on my blog, and I really like them. I'm so happy with how it turned out. I think this collection is really fun. Of course it has a bit more limited color scheme, but I think it's really fun. Love the bold black and white. I think that was my favorite with this collection. My favorite embellishment in the collection, of course, had to be the thickers. And I just really liked it. It was so had like the traditional colors, but it was really quite like bold black and white, and I love that. So Crepe Paper, good collection. Thumbs up, big thumbs up. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have liked this very long video from me, and that I have given you some inspiration. I hope I have given you a lot of inspiration, if I'm going to be honest. So here are all the photos of the layouts. I hope that you like, and that you will hop on over to my blog to check out all the other layouts and read more about them. And I hope you have a really great day.